Good morning, my friends. I'm out on my morning walk. You're gonna get to see the landscape today instead of my face. I thought I'd let you see something different for a change. So this morning, I want to formulate how my belief and knowing and awareness came about with this oneness with God. When I refer to oneness with God, myself and God in oneness, I am not thinking in terms of two intertwined into union. I am thinking in terms of one and only one, not two separate parties combined. I am thinking in terms of mashed potatoes, not a bowl full of individual potatoes that share the bowl, but mashed potatoes that are so mixed together into one that you cannot tell the individual potatoes apart from the mashed lump. Now, why is this of significance? I'm going to try and explain how our soul and how our mind works. This quote-unquote belief, it's more than a belief, it is an awareness in the soul and of the soul. But I'll call it a belief for your sakes, for other people's sakes, because we're so used to having beliefs. So how did my soul, formulate this belief? And I believe that all beliefs are formed and formulated according to our soul need. Now, not that long ago, I became aware of my cosmic abandonment wound, which is very ancient, but which became reinforced in my psyche, which is the soul. Suki is the Greek word for the biblical word soul, and this is all about the saving of the soul, of our psyche, of the detrimental beliefs and these wounds that keep us dysfunctional in life. So salvation is all about saving or restoring the soul to wholeness. Another term would be to restore a person to mental health, to a balanced mental health. It has nothing to do with going to a place called heaven. Outside of this body, we are multi-locational. We don't go to a static place. It's multi-dimensionality of consciousness. But back to my point. What formed my belief into oneness like the bowl of mashed potatoes, inseparable from God. The awareness came about because of this cosmic abandonment wound. And the goal of my soul, the deep inner ancient desire, because this is a very ancient wound, and the deepest soul desire is to never be abandoned again, and most definitely not by God, our cosmic Father, Mother, our Creator, Source. And the only way that my soul could reconcile this, the only way my soul could reconcile this breach is to come into the awareness of absolute oneness with Source, where there is only one. Just like the Bible says, "Hear, O Israel, our God is one." One. He's not unified with anything, but only unified within himself, herself, itself. And in this unification with itself, it's created all things, or manifested all things. And we are fractal images of that on a micro level. So, this is why I promote and speak so much of this absolute oneness with God. I am not married or unified with God as another. I am in union with God as the same, in sameness, not in other and adopted somehow, but of the same lump, of the same bowl of mashed potatoes. There is no separation possible, and that's why I no longer talk of my father or mother or he or her. I only talk in terms of I and I am, because that leaves no possibility at all to ever become separated in awareness, and no abandonment will ever be possible. Does that make sense? Now, I'm not saying this so that you have to believe it. Your soul needs are unique to you, and your soul will adapt, and formulate a belief and an awareness that is most suited to you. If you need to have the consciousness of two, like a child and father relationship, because you didn't have that and you really want that, then that awareness is appropriate. That you be the child loved by a father. I'm not here to tell you that that is wrong. That is what your soul chooses to have for its awareness. So, please understand, I am simply sharing my soul awareness. It is working wonderfully for me. It has resolved all my fears. And when you live without fear, you live wholesome. It's a really wholesome and abundant way of being. Perfect love casts out all fear, and the fear vibe doesn't get transferred to others. So yeah, so that's me trying to explain how our beliefs are formed, how our awareness is formed. It's dependent on the deepest need of our soul. And because my deepest need was the cosmic abandonment, I needed to come into a truth that would eliminate all possibility and potential for any future abandonment by the most important being in the universe, and that is God. And that abandonment wound, like I said, was reinforced through the experience of unanswered prayers. We have dismissed it by denying ourselves and saying, well, maybe I asked in the wrong spirit, maybe I was selfish, and God denied the answer for my good. Well, that's a rational explanation, but it's detrimental to the soul and leads to self-abandonment and total invalidation, and is deeper. If you have ever experienced that, please look at that. It's deeper than just the rational, logical explanation. We should never have to deny ourselves and cover for God. A parent, no, we can't always justify that our parent is always right. And this rationale that God is always right, that's an angle in our psyche, but it's, like I say, damaging to the soul. You lose your self-worth and your dignity. You don't know who you are. So, anyways, I'm going around and around in circles here, rambling. I hope this helps somebody come into union with God as one, not as two, if that's your thing, if that is a plausible, workable awareness. Okay, take care.